What's going on, everybody? And I hope you're enjoying your Thursday afternoon so far. This is NYGiants85 here, and I'm going to talk about a free agent wide receiver that's going to be hitting the market, 27-year-old, who possibly could be an interest for the New York Giants and Joe Schoen, who's been a reliable target for the Green Bay Packers for the better part of the past 4 years, and he could be a guy that could be a deep threat and a red zone target for the team if they're interested in signing him in free agency. And that is the former Iowa State wide receiver, Allen Lazard. Lazard pretty much came into the NFL all the way back in 2018 as an undrafted free agent out of Iowa State. He's a bigger wide receiver. He's 27 years old now. He's 6'5", 227 pounds overall. He was a former two-time first-team All-Big 12 player back all the way in 2016 and 2017, and a second-team All-Big 12 player in 2015. And overall, so far, during his career with the Green Bay Packers, he's recorded 169 receptions for 2,236 yards, 20 receiving touchdowns, and 70 rushing touchdowns in his career. This guy has also been known as a guy that could rush the ball into the end zone as well. So that's pretty crazy for a 6'5", 220-plus pound wide receiver that he's able to rush the ball into the end zone too. Lazard is a very intriguing player to me because Lazard, he's a guy that can not only go deep, he can go into the intermediate. He's a guy that can be pretty much a very, very interesting player. I'm sorry, he had 70 yards rushing, not 70 touchdowns. My fault. 70 yards rushing. So people don't crush me in the comment section. But Lazard is a very intriguing wide receiver because of the fact that he's a guy that can go deep down the field, catch some bombs in the middle of the field. He's also a guy that can play over the intermediate. He's got decent hands, obviously a bigger target. He was one of Aaron Rodgers' favorite targets for the better part of 5 years. He played in 5 years, not 4 years. His first year, he really didn't play at all for the Green Bay Packers. But, I mean, overall, he'd be a very intriguing wide receiver for the New York Giants to potentially target in free agency. Now, obviously, we know because of the Giants having a little bit more cap space available now due to the fact that the team was able to, structure out deals for Daniel Jones and as well as for Saquon Barkley on the franchise tag. They just signed Jared Davis to a deal as well. So right now, in terms of the New York Giants and their overall cap space, I believe, the Giants, I think, have around $38 million overall, and that's not including Daniel Jones and Kenny Golladay and the amount of money that he's going to be, saving for the New York Giants in this upcoming season. So that's going to be very intriguing in how the New York Giants can continue to adjust their cap. There's obviously going to be some more moves they're going to make, including maybe extending Dexter Lawrence, maybe, giving an extension to Leonard Williams and Adoree Jackson to lower their salary cap hit. So there's going to be some more moves that the New York Giants are going to be making over the next couple of days. But either way, I like Allen Lazard. I've always been a fan of Allen Lazard as a wide receiver. I think he's one of the most underrated players at the wide receiver position. I mean, a 6'5 guy, 227 pounds, undrafted player. He's had a pretty decent career so far. I mean, like I said, 2,236 yards. He's played in 57 games overall. He does get hurt a lot. That's one of the things that would make me a little bit of pause about signing a guy like Lazard. And Lazard does have a propensity to drop the ball sometimes on the football field. He's a very, very good wide receiver, but he does drop the ball a lot. That's one of the things, but he's a solid possession receiver. Like I said, can go over the top and catch the deep pass if you throw him out there on a fly pattern or a 9 route. And he can play the slot. He can play on the outside. He could even run the ball occasionally. You could, interchange him in the offense. So he's a guy that can be utilized in multiple different assets on the football field. So really, and his best season overall was actually in 2022, where he had 60 receptions for 788 yards and 6 touchdowns. So he's a guy that's been an ascending player, but like I said, he's 27 years old. He's going into the prime of his career, undrafted free agent, 6th year he's going to be going into in the NFL. I don't think the Packers are going to bring him back because they have Romeo Doubs and they have Christian Watson, who they're going to be looking to see if they can build with those two guys at the wide receiver position. And they're probably going to be looking into the draft to see if they can continue to build up that wide receiver position going forward. So I think Lazard is going to be one of the guys on the free agent market that's going to be commanding a lot of money. So I'd be a little bit paused to want to give Lazard the type of money he might be looking for in free agency. I mean, it's not crazy that he's going to be looking for around, 16, 17 mil per season, which would give me a little bit of pause. But maybe if his market isn't as robust as if he's looking for going into free agency, maybe you can get him at a little bit of a discount. We'll have to wait and see. But either way, Allen Lazard would be one of those guys I would be looking to target in free agency as a guy that if his market is not too crazy, you bring him in. He's a good outside possession receiver. Goes over the top, can get you at least 60, 70 catches. If you don't want to bring back Darius Slayton or Richie James or Sterling Shepard, you have a guy like Allen Lazard, who's another big target to go with Isaiah Hodgins on the outside. You got Wan'Dale Robinson, then you can obviously draft another receiver in the draft, and you have yourself a pretty decent wide receiver core to play with going into 2023 to help out Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley at the playmaking position for the New York Giants going into 2023. But you guys let me know in the comment section what you think about that. What you think about the New York Giants maybe having some interest in Allen Lazard, even though he might be the number one receiver on the free agent market. Would you be interested in the Giants maybe going after Lazard if his market is not as robust and crazy as it might be while you were going into free agency this year? As well as make sure you guys hit that like button. And as always, give a sub to NYGJFT85 if you enjoy the content. And make sure that you turn on the notifications for when the next video or short will be dropping on the channel surrounding anything and everything New York Football Giants. And we'll have to wait and see what the New York Giants are going to be doing, as March 15th is less than 1 week away, and we're going to have to see what the New York Giants are going to be cooking up in the pot in terms of free agents, trades, etc. for the New York Giants going into free agency starting March 15th. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a great rest of your Thursday. Take it easy, and let's go New York Football Giants. As always, together blue, everyone.